Last night I caught myself with my phone in my hand, scrolling, which has become a habit in a lot of people's lives. And I realized that at the end of it, I did not feel fulfilled. I did not feel very entertained. And I didn't really feel good. And to me, that feeling is not relaxing. That feeling was very emptying and hollow. So if scrolling is not relaxing anymore, and it's not entertaining anymore, and it's not fulfilling anymore, then why do I keep going back to it? Why do I keep pulling myself into that scroll and being kind of stuck in that loop? At first I thought it was just boredom, but boredom you can kind of sit with. It had to be something more than that. I think I was just uncomfortable with how quiet it gets when you're not on your phone, and kind of the thoughts that arise out of that quietness can be kind of uncomfortable. And I've gotten so used to scrolling and watching my phone at night, and such a bad habit that I kind of got trapped in that. And then I think the scrolling was a trap door out of that boredom, which got me out of that uncomfortable feeling. We always think we're scrolling towards something, and that maybe we're going to learn something that we otherwise might not have learned if we weren't scrolling, which is true. I've learned a lot scrolling through the endless void, but also I think we're scrolling away from something. And that could be that uncomfortable feeling that we're all feeling and avoiding. And I don't know. I think with the rise of shorts and where we're at now in this attention economy, it's gotten to the point where everything and anything wants your attention, and anything and everything wants to put an ad in front of your face. And there have been personally times where I let a whole night slip through my fingers, or a whole weekend, or a whole work shift, just constantly grabbing this phone and kind of figuring out what kind of power that scroll has over me and my attention span. I wanted to come out here because the quiet out here is something that is not uncomfortable, and it's something I'm getting more and more used to as I venture out more often and get off the phone more often. I'm away from scrolling. I'm starting to write about what this silence is in my journal, and starting to figure out why it makes me and other people so uncomfortable. And I'm still getting to the bottom of it, but one thing I did find that is the antidote to all of that is just getting outside. Literally getting fresh air, moving my legs, and just being in the moment with my thoughts. And don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-technology, and I'm not anti-phones, and I think they have a use and a utility and a purpose, especially today. You literally can't do many things without them. But I'm starting to get okay with getting out here more and getting into that used to be uncomfortable silence is more comfortable to me now. And I'm just exploring this idea of how much the screens have taken my attention lately, and how disconnected I've gotten from being out here more often. And as we're coming out of winter, I was inside more due to the weather, and I was on screens more during that time. But now that spring is just around the corner, I've kind of reconditioned myself and my body and my mind into getting outside and getting away from screens and reconnecting with that part of me that doesn't feel emptied out or hollow, but feels more fulfilled when I spend some time in silence, in nature again. So, I don't know. That was just something I was thinking about, and I felt the need to record a little bit of it because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there feeling the exact same things I am about this infinite scroll that we're in, and how at the end of it you don't really feel anything satisfying. So I'm testing this out to see if reconnecting with nature is something that can reconnect that part of myself. And maybe other people feel the same way too.